Shalom, everybody, and good morning. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3. I hope I can keep it to 3. Sponsored, as always, by MEOR DC. Find us on Facebook or at MEORDC.org and learn about our programs. I'm exhausted. You're exhausted. It's been an exhausting week, incredible week for some people, traumatic week, the emotions, the disbelief for many, for most people. Wow. Well, I'm not going to give a whole post-election analysis. I'm not qualified to do that. I have my opinions and feelings like everybody else. But I'm a rabbi. And the Torah portion of the week always has some connection to what's going on in the world. So and not a tenuous connection, usually always a real connection. I'm going to explore one connection in my comments right now and also try to give comfort to the masses. Now, for those who need comfort and perspective in the best way I can. So I was watching late into the night on election night, like many people. One of the networks and the radio was on, and my wife was awake, and one of my daughters was awake, and we were watching. And on the network that I tuned into, and other people told me it was exactly the same on other networks. You could watch the expressions on the pundits, the commentators, slowly, gradually, as the night went on, a look of disbelief, a look of not horror in the network I was watching, wonderment. What's going on? Is this really happening? Could such a thing happen? It was fascinating to watch. It was so interesting. And it wasn't it wasn't a horrified expression. It was more like, this can't be. This can't be. It ties into this week's Torah portion. Why? God told Abraham, our patriarch, Abraham, that he and his wife Sarah would have a child. They were advanced in age, Abraham almost 100 and Sarah 90, that they would have a child through whom a covenant would be formed, a covenant to create a people, to be a blessing in the world. And it says God told Avram, and Avram fell down in laughter, a laughter of joy, of gratitude, of the wondrous impossibility of such a thing. And God told him to name the child Yitzchak, which is the root of the word in Hebrew, laughter. And the commentators say it's the essence in a certain way of the Jewish people in this world, a people whose beginnings were improbable, ridiculous, laughable to some in the sense of ridiculing, but to others, wonderment. A people who would be devoted to God's word, God's law, to be a light unto the nation, to be a blessing unto the nations. Yitzchak, the Jewish people, how could we survive in history? How do we come from these improbable beginnings? Laughter. I'm not saying, of course, that the election of Donald Trump is the beginning of a new chapter in the spiritual revolution of a country like Avram Avinu, like Abram, our patriarch, started. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that many people can look at the events of this past week and see the hand of God or something improbable. And maybe their laughter, and many people didn't laugh, I understand that. Or they certainly laughed in ridicule at this individual, Donald Trump, a year ago, 2 years ago. But we Jewish people have this perspective. Our very existence as a people is built on what's improbable, impossible. A nation representing ideals, not of power and not of ambition, but of bringing to the world the knowledge of God, of morality, being a blessing unto the world. Now, that's very different from politics. I'm over 3 minutes. Sorry, don't laugh at that. But what can we gain from this? To realize that no matter what situation we're in life, as an individual or as a people, we can see the good in it. We can see that something's going on beyond our control. And certainly many people, I think, sense this in this election. It's my hope and prayer that for many of us, even those who did anything but laugh, that in the weeks and years to come, there will be laughter of joy and of gratitude. Maybe, who knows, stranger things have happened than that this polarizing figure could bring many things good to happen in this world, to this country. I certainly hope and pray that it's true. But in any case, we Jewish people are meant to be a source of good in this world. teach ourselves and teach others to see the good in others, to honor others. I could go on and on reflecting, but I'm going to leave you. I want you to see the good in me. I stopped at 5:10. Have a wonderful Shabbos, and may there be laughter of joy in this world, ultimately when the whole world comes together in the future times, and may we see that soon. Have a great Shabbos.